Tell me about yourself. My name is Amanda Price, and I am a community health major at the University of Maryland in the School of Public Health. I enjoy working with children, and I strive to help people live healthier lives and maintain them so they can live longer lives. I'm a hard worker with a strong work ethic, and I like to get my work done efficiently and on time. That's interesting. Tell me more. I am also interested in writing and wrote for 2 magazines while in college. I enjoy sharing my ideas with other people and learning about upcoming health topics. What do you want to be known for? I want to be known for being great at what I do. I try my best in everything I do, and I don't give up when I make mistakes. Tell me about a creative approach you took to solve a problem. How did you come up with this approach? Did you consider other options? So I'm currently living with 6 other girls in an apartment, and we share an apartment and a kitchen. So we share the same refrigerator, and it gets really crowded in the refrigerator. So what I decided to do was make each person get a color of a sticker. So each person got their own color, and then they put that on all of their food items so that we know who is whose and we don't take other people's. I got this idea because I did this when I bought cups for the whole apartment. I assigned everyone a color so that no one got sick. Tell me about a time when you had the lead role in managing a student project. So last year I took a women's health class, and the final was a group project, and I was not allowed to pick my group, so I didn't know anyone in the group. But I took charge, and I became the leader because I had to communicate with everyone by setting times and dates of where we could meet because we were all really busy. I kept the project on my computer, but I listened to everyone's ideas so that I could edit it. I reached out to the teacher to get feedback as well, and although we didn't get along originally because we were all really busy and had different time frames, I managed to get it done on time and efficiently and effectively, and we ended up doing really well. Tell me about a difficult decision you've made in the last year. So I had to decide if I wanted to pursue a business major or a community health major. My parents really wanted me to do business, but my passion is in health, so I decided to do health because I want to go to work and feel confident and happy in what I do every single day. I'm passionate about health, and I think it shows in what I do, and it's going to show when I work, and I'm not like that with business. But I do like business scholars because it gives me a little insight on the business side of things so that I can use it within the health field. How have you worked to achieve your own professional vision? So I got a job working at the American Academy of Pediatrics this summer at the Hospital and Surgical Services division, and it allowed me to look at the different subdivisions within it and also about like children's health, women's health, and the different aspects of each health and like different procedures in the hospitals. And I also learned about what different doctors do and what abstracts are and stuff like that, and I helped with their convention. So I like doing different things that will help me pinpoint what I want to do in the health area. And I'm actually meeting with my teacher on a later date to discuss maybe research that I could do because I'm really interested in research in smoking and women's health and stuff like that. So I want to see if I could pursue some of those areas to see if I really want to do that when I'm older. Strategic self-awareness. Please describe 2 situations for me, one in which you received very positive feedback and one in which you received negative. What happened in each situation? What did I do and what was the outcome? So I received positive feedback for an article I wrote for Her Campus, which is a national magazine for college girls. And my editor pointed me out in front of our whole group meeting and said that my article had the most views. And I felt really good because I had worked really hard and I wanted to impress her with my first article. And it gave me more confidence, so I even started writing for another magazine called The Campus Trainer, which is for health topics. But then something that I got negative feedback on was the Iliad assessment results this year. I did better in a lot of things, but I did really poorly in attention to detail. And I tried to do that more because I had gotten a bad result last year, but I guess I was focused more on other aspects of assessment than that, so I'm going to try to focus more on my weaknesses and building those instead of building my strengths, because I tend to do that instead of work on what I really need to work on. Tell me about a time when you made a big mistake. So at my summer internship, I was supposed to transfer pictures from a website from their national convention to a file that they wanted me to do. And it took me a long time to do this, but once I figured it out, it was easy. But then my boss had asked me the next day where it was because he couldn't find it. And apparently I was just like disorganized and did not know where it was. So I ended up having to redo it, which prevented me from being efficient on my other projects that were also due that day. Um, and then a week later, I found where I had originally put it. So it just taught me that I need to be more organized in what I do and create more files to put on the computer to make sure that everything is in its right place. Can you describe a time for me when you managed your stress really well despite difficult conditions? So a couple weeks ago, I was really stressed. I had a lot to do, a lot of projects, and a lot of tests because Thanksgiving is coming up and teachers are piling it on. And but I also felt lonely because I wasn't seeing my friends. I was just doing work, so I invited all my friends to go to the library with me so that we could be more effective and efficient, but also I had that social aspect and a support system if I needed it. And that was really great, and it helped me become less stressed and less lonely at the same time. And I've been doing that ever since. Describe a situation when you had to give feedback to someone for being demotivating to a person or a team. I was doing a group health project, and one of the girls was being really difficult to contact, and it was difficult to get all of us to pick a date and a time, and she wasn't compromising. So when I met her, I explained to her that she was hurting the group and we really needed her to be at these meetings, and that she needed to answer my text because the project was coming up really soon. And although it was hard for me to do that, it was necessary because I was being the leader and we all wanted a good grade, and she was sabotaging that. Tell me about a time when you had to begin a difficult conversation with another person. My friend from home was not being a great friend, and I felt like I was in a one-sided friendship. And so I talked to her and said that she wasn't doing anything for a relationship, and she kind of dropped me when she got a boyfriend. And I was sick of putting up with that because I want people in my life who are positive and who will be there for me when I need it and be a good support system. And once I told her, she apologized and she agreed that she wasn't being a good friend. And so I told her she can try to make this relationship work, but I wasn't going to only be the one to put in effort. And she has been really much better about it. So I'm really glad that I had that talk with her. Tell me about one of the toughest groups that you've had to work with. Why was it difficult and what did you do? The toughest group I had to work with was for projects that meant a lot for a grade. So I found that I didn't get to pick my groups for a lot of college projects, and so I need to work with the people that I get put with. They were difficult because people cared more about their individual goals than the goals of the group. And for these kinds of projects, you need to focus on both. And it's hard when you have individual goals and group goals, but we need to work with it. And these people either just didn't care about their grades or cared more about their individual goals. And so I tried to talk to the group members and explain to them that they were hurting our chances of getting a good grade and that other people wanted good grades. And if they didn't respond to that, then me and my group members went along, did it pretty much by ourselves, and then would tell the teacher what had happened, just because it's not fair. Some people are freeloaders, and everyone needs to do the work for the group. Thank you.